What's going on, guys? It is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you an awesome video. It is another decade plan for yet again another Cedar Fair park. It is for California's Great America, and I think California's Great America has the potential to become a top 5 Cedar Fair park. They actually do. If they keep getting new attractions year after year, and if they get roller coasters every few years, I think they will become one of the best Cedar Fair parks. But here are the proposed max total large rides and small rides, or large rides. 8 rides of 50 to 100 feet, 11 of 100 to 200 feet, and then 8 over 200 feet. So this could possibly be a Giga Coaster eventually in the future, but I don't think California's Great America will get a Giga Coaster for a long time. So let's move on to 2018. I think they're going to start renovating their front gate with a new town square type section, kind of like what you would find at Disney World, Magic Kingdom, with tons of stores and restaurants. I think this would be a nice fit for California's Great America. It would be a giant village type area where you can get food, shop for t-shirts, do a lot of fun stuff. Besides riding roller coasters, you can take a break in this little town section. Just take a break, eat some food, shop for clothes. But let's move on for 2019. A Planet Snoopy expansion. Another smaller year after Patriot. I think Planet Snoopy would be a nice expansion. It would be nice for Planet Snoopy to be expanded, because it would have been 4 years since it was last expanded. But let's move on to 2020, where I think this will be their big year. A B&M Hypercoaster. This is probably the next major coaster that's ever going to come to California's Great America for a while. And I think this B&M Hypercoaster could be a twister layout, in my opinion. I think this B&M Hypercoaster could go in the area highlighted in white. They would have to, unfortunately, remove their Enterprize ride, but I've heard that parts for them have been not available, so I think that ride should be removed eventually by the early 2020s, or it could be earlier. But then I also think Rip Roaring Rapids could be removed as well. For this B&M Hypercoaster, it could be a massive ride. Give it like 5,000 feet of track, maybe even more, like 5,500. Give it some sweet airtime hills and bank turns. It could be a fun ride. Definitely become the best coaster at California's Great America. In 2021, I think they will expand their water park. I think California's Great America needs to expand their water park. After several years without getting an expansion, I think this seems like the right time to do it. They can give the water park a kids slide complex, or they can do a massive slide complex with trapdoor slides and tube slides, like a tropical plunge style. But let's move on to 2022, where I think this will be their new flat ride that will be over 200 feet, a Skyscreamer. For the last two of 3 years, they would have gotten 2 rides over 200 feet. Plus, if they added a slide complex, it could be over 100 feet possibly, making it some large trapdoor slides. But the Skyscreamer rides are usually known for being fun rides. I really like Skyscreamers due to their magnificent views and thrilling style. Plus, it's pretty fun. But let's move on to 2023, where I think Planet Snoopy will be expanded once again. It would have been 4 years since 2019's expansion. Give it some new kid rides, maybe a new kid coaster maybe to replace their old kid coaster, like a Vekoma Junior coaster. But let's move on to 2024, where I think a family ride package will come. Plus, did you remember earlier in the video when I talked about the Enterprize ride being removed in probably late 2019 for the B&M Hypercoaster in 2020. I think a second generation Enterprize will come with the family ride package, giving them one thrilling flat ride plus 2 small family rides. In 2025, it would have been 5 years since the B&M Hypercoaster in 2020, so I think Grizzly will be RMC. Close it in 2024, and in 2025, I think Grizzly could be getting the RMC treatment. By this point, I think Cedar Fair would be working with RMC for several projects, and I think Grizzly is one of those coasters that needs the treatment desperately. Give it the steel iBox track. It could be a sweet ride. Cedar Fair can make the ride. RMC can have this ride go upside down multiple times, like 2 or 3 times. Give it a sweet steep drop, bank turns, airtime. Just make it a super fun ride and one of the best coasters at California's Great America. But I feel like after the RMC treatment to Grizzly, I feel like after this point, several new rides have been coming to California's Great America, so I think they'll decline after 2025 with a Waterpark Expansion in 2026. Give it some new slides, probably some kids slides, or a nice tube slide complex, or a water coaster, which will give them another roller coaster. But in 2027, I feel like this is the year, after several years of getting new attractions, nothing major will come. But California's Great America, if this plan were to come true, they would have an amazing top 5 plus a great supporting roller coaster in the Demon. They would have the RMC Grizzly, which would be a sweet RMC, a B&M Hypercoaster, which would be a very fun coaster, Flight Deck, their B&M Invert, Patriot, the B&M Floorless Coaster, and Gold Striker, their GCI. That's 6 coasters that are super good rides. Seriously, if this plan comes true, they would have 6 of their 9 coasters being super good. Or not super good, but good rides. I think that would be a solid coaster lineup for California's Great America. If Carowinds were to not get too many coasters, or Canada's Wonderland were not to get any coasters, I think this would be an amazing plan for California's Great America. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.